It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
They'll add it into a conversation and all of a sudden you're like, how does my child know this?
Yeah.
But what we've learned over time, they actually don't.
And now here's the stars of our show, my mum and dad.
Hello, this is Dr. Justin Coulson, the founder of happyfamilies.com.au. Welcome to the Happy Families podcast, Friday, the 16th of September. We've only got 3 months to go till Christmas, Kylie.
I think we need to have a CA meeting.
A CA meeting?
Yes.
What's a CA meeting?
Chocoholics Anonymous. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you might have worked out that we have a problem. But
when you say we,
you're
putting this on me?
Yes, of course you.
You eat way more chocolate than me.
Well, only because you bring it home.
Okay, well, tell me why we have to have a CA meeting.
Well, we made a commitment, and so I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
We've made a commitment that we're going to not entirely obliterate refined sugars from our diet, but we're going to do a really solid job of it. So guess what I did today in support of your need?
To not eat chocolate junk food?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I really wanted some chocolate.
Yeah.
So I boiled a hard egg. I ate an egg.
Oh, that sounds so tragic.
It was really tragic. I put it into my mouth and it was not satisfying.
So I don't know.
The texture, everything about it.
You're not aware of this, but you remember, I mean, for long-term podcast listeners, you'll know that for the last few months we've been talking about the Hague's chocolate, not sponsored, that I've been stashing and eating, and I've got mouth ulcers and I'm not sleeping properly and I'm stressed, and that's why we've decided to do it, because I need to look after myself better. I'm gaining weight. Nothing's going right. And I've still got, right now, as you were talking about the hard-boiled egg that you ate and felt so dissatisfied.
That's a good word.
It was anticlimactic. So I've got half a bag of Hague's speckly, freckly thingos just 2 meters to my right in the cupboard that you can't see because the door's closed.
Well, I probably should tell you then that I have a packet of BB balls half eaten in my drawer in a bedroom.
Have you been eating them? No, you had a hard-boiled egg. You actually haven't been eating them?
Well, not today.
Kylie Coulson. I haven't eaten one of these Hague's freckles for ages.
No, but what else have you been eating?
Nothing. I've been good all week. All week. I've been perfect. But that brings us to I'll Do Better Tomorrow. For those of you who are new to the podcast, every Friday we talk about what we could do better and what we're doing well as parents so that we can intentionally make our parenting better tomorrow and next week.
Well, the first step is recognition, my honey. So you need to at least acknowledge that you're an addict.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm an addict. I'm uncomfortable with that word, especially in reference to me and the way that I consume sugary, processed, crappy foods. But I have been eating way too many of them. This week, I have been perfect in my staying away from anything processed, rubbishy stuff. But I've been So you're obviously not including Sunday? No, Sunday was the day that we made the decision. So from Sunday afternoon, I was great. Yeah, because on Sunday we did indulge. Thank you for pointing out that I'm still human, yeah. But this week, what I've found is that I'm not snacking, which is great, because one of the reasons that I want to get off the junk food is because I want to stop snacking. But I'm also starving all the time. I'm constantly hungry, and a carrot or a piece of lettuce. Or you're going to have to eat 4 boiled eggs instead of 1. It's doing my head in, and when I get really hungry, I just, especially late at night, especially with the stress of trying to finish the book, then you get hangry is what you're trying to say. Yeah, and I haven't lost it with the kids. In fact, I think I've been pretty darn good, but. Well, pretty good considering the circumstances. I just have not been, I haven't got the energy to wrestle and play and do all the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. And it's so hard. And so my I'll Do Better Tomorrow is I need to find a way to get some calories into me that are healthy, because I'm really, really struggling and it's not going well. So I'm going to put it out there. Right. If you've got any ideas on how Justin can get his caloric intake up so that he's not hangry by the end of the night. In a healthy way. Yeah. Email us at podcasts at happyfamilies.com.au. Right, podcasts at happyfamilies.com.au. So long as you promise to follow the recipes and I can just enjoy the treats. Why is it that it always just adds more work to my to-do list? I'm trying to write this book. I signed up for 4 books, maybe remember? I should write a book. What would you write a book about? I have no idea, but I can promise you that I would enjoy the process
just so that everybody else could take care of my life. Right. Do my washing.
So that you can complain.
Cook my meals.
I've got to do this book, Justin. I need help. Do everything for me.
No. I've got to write these books, so I need to disappear.
Right.
I could enjoy that.
It does sound good.
Yeah, I think I need to think about this a lot.
Yeah. Now, I do want to just quickly mention a win, though. This past week, we went for a big family bike ride. It was actually last Saturday, the day before we swore off sugar. I don't think I've got the energy to go for a bike ride right now because I'm not eating any calories. But that bike ride, we found a whole lot of canals and tributaries and things to ride around. Tributaries, is that the right word?
Why are you asking me?
lots of watery stuff to ride around.
It's called a canal.
Took the whole family, and how much fun was it for a family bike ride? Got swooped by a magpie, went on a wild goose chase.
I found a stingray.
It found stingrays and fish in the water. It was amazing. So even though it hasn't been the greatest week because I've been writing a book and I've been calorie deprived and feeling miserable because I miss my chocolate, my treats, and my lollies, we have had some great moments.
Well, after the break, I'm going to share what our kids really know about what they see in the movies.
This sounds rude. Just when you think you've got this parenting gig nailed, your child hits some new milestone that leaves you figuratively banging your head against the wall. You wonder, where's the instruction manual? Your growth guide is that instruction manual, a webinar outlining basic milestones so you know where your child's at, where they're going, and what you can expect. Get insights, reassurance, and support from your growth guide. Available online at happyfamilies.com.au.
It's the Happy Families Podcast, the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
What happened with the movies, Mrs. Happy Families? You've
Funniest
teased
experience.
This. Yep. So kids have seen something rude and they...
Well, we had a public holiday a little while back and one of our daughters invited a handful of friends over to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And we have a very open plan house, so they can't hide anything from me. I can see it all. And I'd finished doing what I was doing and they were halfway through. They were actually just watching Jumanji.
Yep.
And it's a pretty cool movie. I really, really enjoy it. And so I sat down and Jack Black plays the character of a girl because he's a character.
Oh, the avatar in the game. That's right. So the girl ends up being the boy.
That's right. And so she's going through all of these experiences as a woman
in a man's body.
Yep. And so at one point, Jack Black gets an erection. But it's not, you don't see anything. You just kind of, he looks down and he goes, oh, that's how that works. And the kids erupt into nervous laughter. They're all laughing. And part of the reason they're a bit nervous is because I'm obviously sitting in the room.
So which kids are these? How old are they?
They're 12.
Oh, so these are the 12-year-olds.
These are the 12-year-olds. Yep. And so finally, one of the kids, might happen to have been our daughter, said, yeah, I don't get it, guys.
So they're all laughing, but they're all laughing because everyone's laughing. They're not actually laughing because they get
That's right. And so all of them in chorus go, you don't get it? Really made her feel like she was an idiot because she didn't know what was going on. And that they're all still laughing. And she's like, no, I actually don't get it. And so one of the kids then goes, he wet his pants? And I have done everything I can to just hold this in until finally another kid's gone, no. And he's looked down at his own penis and he's kind of gone, and the guy's gone, oh.
Right. Did the others get it? Or?
No, but it really highlighted to me because a few nights later, we're watching a movie, you and I, and there's a scene in there with a whole heap of kids around about the same age. They're playing spin the bottle, and one kid starts using all of this terminology with his best mate next door because they're going to go into the cupboard to have 7 minutes in heaven.
Right, yeah. I didn't love that movie, but I remember the scene, yeah.
And the boy starts using all of these terminologies, first base, second base, what it's all about, and all of these different things. And the other kid's going, well, what's that? And he's gone, I don't know, but my mum said it's really good, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just again highlighting the fact that our kids are consistently having conversations about terms they actually have no idea about. And if we don't have our own conversations with our kids, their head is being filled with stuff that is completely wrong on every level. And this is this is educating them on at the very beginnings of their journey of sexuality and, just maturity.
Yeah, so they're learning in the playground, and then as they get older, they start to learn from the internet. But it's usually not helpful, and it's usually not accurate, and it's certainly not going to be giving them the scripts and the information that they need to have healthy, intimate lives.
That's right. And so we actually have what we call Sexy Sunday.
Yeah, first Sunday of every month.
Sunday of every month, and we sit down and we have these conversations with our kids, and we actually ask them, "What do you want to know about?" So last month we had a conversation about STIs.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to understand what is that? People are talking about it at school and, but how do you get one and can you pass it on and do you have it forever? And
I guess the next one we're going to do is Jumanji and erections, right? Oh, gosh. See, and this thing, 6 daughters, none of that. All right, let's move on. So the I'll Do Better Tomorrow take-home messages from today. I need to figure out what I'm going to eat. Podcasts at happyfamilies.com.au. Please help me. I'm calorie deprived and I want to be a better dad. We've got to go for more bike rides. I've got to stop signing up to write more books. And
I think don't make assumptions that your kids, even though they are using the right words, actually know what they're talking about, for starters. And we've had experiences where our kids have actually come home and said, "Hey, Mum, the girls are talking about, this particular term. What does it mean?" Or they'll add it into a conversation and all of a sudden you're like, how does my child know this?
Yeah.
But what we've learned over time, they actually don't. And so what does that look like to you? Yeah. When your 5-year-old comes home and says they've got a boyfriend, instead of freaking out, they've got a boyfriend. What is a boyfriend? What does that look like? And more times than not, you'll find out that your assumption and knowledge of what that term means is actually very different to what theirs is. And we can educate them in, appropriate ways as the need arises.
Yeah, kind of like the Princess Bride, inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Hey, just before we run, have a great weekend. On Monday night, we've got this incredible webinar lined up. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote in the Daily Telegraph about the Knox boys school scandal with all the stuff happening on Discord, the abhorrent, scandalous content that they've been posting there. Building on that and talking, I guess, a bit about what you've just described, Kylie, pornography and exposure to stuff online, gaming, gambling, all the challenges that boys have with the online world. We're talking about it on Monday night, Boys in Our Screens. It's a webinar that I'm going to be doing through the Happy Families website or through our membership. If you'd like information about it, it's going to be so good, targeted for parents of boys between 8 and 18 who are using their screens or about to be using their screens in ways that we as parents sometimes get nervous about. Please join us. Find all the details on our Facebook page, Dr. Justin Coulson's Happy Families, or at happyfamilies.com.au. Have a great weekend. Like I said, the Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rowland from Bridge Media. Craig Bruce is our executive producer. And if you'd like more information about making your family happier, visit us at happyfamilies.com.au.